Well, good evening, one and all. Hopefully you can hear me and see me, and as always, if you could just let me know in the chat section if everything sounds okay, looks okay, and coming through clear, that'd be great. Thank you very much. So, let's just say hello to a few people once I know that everything is working and sounding okay. Oh, let me just mute myself a second. Ooh, weird. I've got audio coming back out of my own system. That's really weird. Okay, just bear with me while I get rid of the audio on here. This is kind of weird. So just bear with me. Otherwise, I'm just kind of feeding back on myself. There we go. Now I'm going to listen to my own voice, which is always good. Okay, so everything sound okay and look okay? Thank you very much, Stratos. It looks like we're all on to a win of a winner. So fantastic. So let's just wait for a few more people to come in and I'll do my usual hellos. As always, please do remember, if you are new to joining into the live streams, do hashtag new in the comments or the chat section. And if you're an old timer, you've joined me many times before, feel free to drop in hashtag old just to make yourself feel really old, as it were, just like I do. Okay, so we've got a few of the usual suspects in. So like I say, hashtag new if you're new around here, hashtag old if you are a regular viewer. So let's go and say hello to a few of the faces that I can see popping up on screen right now. Doug Popejoy, always good to see you in. Thank you very much for joining in. Taz Goldstein, hope you're doing well. Yanis, always a pleasure to see you around here. Kevin Boga, I hope I said that correctly. Tim Rushton, Christoph Ziomek, again, I hope I said that one okay. No Reaction, Babak FP, Goran, David Walls, good to see you in tonight. WP Tonic, thank you very much for joining in, and I'm pretty sure that tables will be turning quite soon. Chris Oliveira, always good to see you in. Stratos Tutorials, if you haven't checked his channel out, make sure you do. Just do a quick YouTube search for Stratos Tutorials. Tons of great content on there for Elementor, Oxygen, and much more. So check that out. Rich Wade, always good to see you in as well. No Reaction, not sure if I already said hello. If not, hi again. Rich, you can't stick around too long tonight. That's okay, no problem at all. If you can't stick around, thank you for taking the time just to join in to start off with. Everything we talk about will be in the link in the description below. Also on the Facebook group if you haven't already taken a look on there. Okay, so let's see if I've missed anybody out. Rob O'Shea, hope you're doing well. And let's have a little look, make sure I get it. Teet Bergman, pleasure to see you in tonight as always. Wow, so many people. Danny Ulia, hope I said that right. How you doing, Danny? Hope you're doing well. John Hussey, always good to see you in. And, yep, Strahinia, pleasure to see you in as well. I always feel like I say that name wrong, so I do apologise. Tieka van Rensburg, hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining in. And I think that's pretty much everybody that's in so far. If I've missed anybody out, I do apologise. But like I say, remember to do the hashtag new if you're new around here, hashtag old if you're not. So Taz, thank you very much for joining in. Hope this is something you enjoy and you can come back and do this on a regular basis and join us. Tech by Finn, new, good to see you. Els Tech, pleasure as always. Hope you're doing well. John Hussey, there's nothing wrong with being old. It's all good. We're all friends around here. Uzi, I hope I said that correctly. Hope you're doing well. Uriel, thank you very much for joining in, coming to join us again. And Anthony T, always a pleasure. Joseph, a new person around here. Andrew Shevchenko from, what will you be from? Possibly Crocoblock, maybe? Good to see you joining in tonight. If anybody's got any Crocoblock questions, make sure you tag Andrew in. I'm sure he can help you out. Torsten, good to see you in. SAA Consulting, or Steve Ash, as we should know you as. And Steve Marsden. Wow, so many people in so far already. So, Mr. Gecko, old as F. We won't say too much about that, will we? Okay, so what is tonight all about? Well, it's pretty much, we all know it's Black Friday stroke Cyber Monday this week and this weekend. So, well, let's share some of the things that we're interested in picking up, things we've already picked up. We can share good deals. We can tell each other what to avoid if we found any lemons out there. And I'm going to tell you some of the things that I've either bought, looking at buying, or I already use that I would recommend. Links for pretty much everything are in the description. You do help me out if you use those links, cost you nothing more. But if you don't want to do that, you just want to buy them yourself, then crack on. No hard feelings whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to open the floor up to you guys as well tonight, because I want you to tell me what you, well, have either bought so far or you're thinking of buying. Just put hashtag BF in. That's right, isn't it? Black Friday, yeah. Just put hashtag BF and just put whatever you've bought or you're thinking of buying after that. And then we can have a chat about that, and you can open my eyes up to some things that I might not have seen. So, first of all, let me just talk about one of the things that I would recommend buying, grabbing if you haven't already got it, and let me give you my reasons why. So I'm going to do a quick bit of a screen share a minute, just so we can kind of see. So hopefully this will work okay. Okay, so the first one on my recommended list, as you probably know if you've watched the channel at all, it's the Blocksy Pro theme. We all know that I really like that theme. So if you are looking for a theme and you want to have all the bells and whistles that you need to go with it, I would highly recommend taking a look at the Blocksy theme. I've covered it several times in different videos. There's more and more features being added into the Pro version. I especially like the ability to very easily add in your own custom post types, add in your own custom metadata. You can create great looking listings. It's growing all the time, so I'm really enjoy using this particular theme. If you don't want to buy it, I would still recommend checking out the free version, because there's an absolute boatload of features available inside the free version. So even if you just want to use it free of charge, I would recommend checking it out. And if you've used it, let me know your thoughts on this as well. I've had a few people that have kind of watched the tutorials that I put out there, and they've jumped on board and they love Blocksy. So it's not something that I'm alone in. It's one of those things that I think you'd really enjoy using it if you use themes on a regular basis. So check out Blocksy, link in the description below if you want to check that out. Currently the Black Friday deal is up to 40% off. So let's just take a quick look at what those offers actually are. So let me just hop over to the pricing page. So we've got 40% off on the annual, as you can see, or up to 40%. So agency is giving you, what are we talking, $40 off. So yeah, you're 40%. But I would recommend, if you can, stump up the cash to go for the lifetime, because at $210 for unlimited licenses, that's pretty awesome. Fair play. So I would recommend taking a look at that. Very good theme. Danny Yulia, very good theme built by two Romanian guys, and they are genuinely nice people. That's one of the things I do like. I've talked to Sergio many times with various different things, opened up different sort of suggestions and things that I would recommend on how they can improve the theme, things where I found little bugs or quirks that I kind of didn't get my head around, and they've been absolutely amazing, gracious, listen to everything I've said, take on board things, and if they can and they think it's the right thing to do, they've implemented the updates, the tweaks, the features, whatever it is. So check it out. It's one of those things, like I say, I really like this theme. I think it's amazing. Okay, so that's my first suggestion. Like I said, link in the description if you want to check that out. So let's have a little look at what you were all saying. So we're going to have hashtag BF, so I can see exactly what you are all recommending. WP Ultimo, Fluent Support. Funny enough, WP Tonic, Fluent Support, I might be doing some work with them with some of their other plugins. But yes, their Fluent Support is currently offering 50% off, I think, on the lifetime deal. There is, again, a link in the description if you want to check that out. I haven't used it myself yet. I will be testing it out, so I can't recommend it without trying it. But have a look at the deal. Like I said, link is in the description as well. Okay, Richard, BF Fluent Support. I've not tried it yet, but all the Fluent products are very well developed. I agree, I've picked up a couple of those myself. I think I've got Fluent Forms and I've got, is it Fluent CRM? I've got that as well. So I've got both of those, and I will be taking a look at some of the other ones as well and doing some content on those over the next couple of months or so. Stratos, BF Motion Page. Now, this is one of those things I was looking at the other day when someone else, I think it was in, what was it in? I think it was the Dynamic WordPress Facebook page, Facebook group. I think it was in there. And that caught my attention as well. And it does look really cool. Let's have a little look. This is Motion Page. Let's see if I can pull this up for you and show you what I'm talking about. Let's see if I can find it. Motion.page, I think this is it. Let's hop over and screen share a second. So if you're curious now, I haven't tried this. I'm not recommending this. This is one of those things that I'm just literally just taking a look at myself, and it kind of caught my attention. And I don't think it's actually available yet. I think it's still in sort of open-ish beta. But if you want to add lots of different motion effects to your website, regardless of what it's built on, I believe this is sort of will work with WordPress and, you know, if you hand code, all those kinds of tools. And it opens up the ability to create really powerful interactive animations and, you know, some really cool effects. I would recommend taking a look at this. It's motion.page. Have a look at the videos on there because it does look kind of exciting. And from my understanding, and like I say, this is just literally, I've probably spent 10 minutes watching the videos. You don't need to be a coder to do any of this. It's one of those things, it's very much you stack the effects on top of each other, select what you want to do, build those things up, and you can create some pretty amazing animations. If you look at sites like the Apple website, they have amazing looking layouts with fantastic animations and interactive elements as you move around the page and so on. And I think something like this motion.page would give you the ability to do that. From my understanding, like I say, without the need to get stuck in and code. So if anybody's picked this up or anybody's using this in their beta, let me know in the comment or in the chat section, either now or afterwards if you're watching this on replay or on the Facebook group. I'd love to know what people are thinking of this, and if you're using it, what you kind of feel about it. If it's something, this is kind of like the next big thing to sort of break. I'm kind of excited to see where this goes, and I might well pick it up when it's available to take it for a test drive. So yeah, choose a plan. I do apologize. This looks like you can actually purchase it. And again, one of those things that not crazy expensive. I mean, $267, split payment available if you want to grab it, and that gives you the unlimited lifetime license. So if animations are your bag and you want to add things like that to your website, this might be one of those tools that opens up a ton of possibilities. You could make your money back with one job, and it's worth, you know, its weight in gold, should we say. So I will be taking a look at that, having a little look to see what this is like, and maybe I'll pick it up and do some content on it if I think it's something that I think you would find useful. So Stratos, let me know if you grab this and what your thoughts and feelings and, you know, from use case are from that. I'd love to know. Okay, so that's motion.page. What else are we looking at? 301 redirects, missed it before, Andrew Blevins. 301 redirects is a very, very useful plugin. I've got it myself. I've done some content on that. I think I've done some content on it. If not, let me know if you'd like to see some content on that plugin. It is a very, very good plugin. It does make a whole lot of sense when you are moving sites or you make lots of sweeping changes on a design or something like that. Be cool to see. If you want to sort of have some content on that, just let me know in the comment or the chat section. Okay, let's have a little look. Torsten, Crocoblock, but having Grid Builder WP and MetaBox and Amelia LTD already, Blocksy and Stackable also, so not sure if it's really necessary for me. It's Black Friday. Necessary doesn't come into it. We all know that we buy lots and lots of things because they look shiny, and we know we'll put them to great use over the next year, only to come back next year, see they're on offer, and forgot we've even actually bought them. I'm definitely guilty of that myself on many, many instances. So I would say if you are interested in Crocoblock, check out my channel, have a look at some of the videos on there and see if it does things you can't do inside the likes of Grid Builder WP or MetaBox, those kinds of things. If it does, grab it. If not, no problem. But like I said, 30% off for the lifetime or 40% off, I think, for all of the plans. It's a pretty good deal, I would say. Buddy Boss lifetime deal. I didn't know there's a Buddy Boss lifetime deal. I've never used Buddy Boss, so I've looked at it in the past. I've just never really had a use case for it. But if you do use Buddy Boss, let me know what you think of it, how you use it, because I'd love to know some different use cases, because you kind of see these different tools and you assume that they have a particular role or a particular set of roles, but so many people will take something like this and they'll run with it and come up with something completely different, a different idea to what I would have thought with it. So I would love to know if you use it, what do you use it for? Drop some links in there so I can see how you're using it, if it's something that's open to the public, because I'd love to see exactly how you use it. Mr. Gecko, that's a very, very long list indeed. So Fluent Support, there seems to be quite a few people in tonight that's interested in Fluent Support, so I will be taking a look at that myself. Motion Page, again, good to see that there is interest in that. It seems to be doing the rounds, right now. It seems to be one of those things that's quite hot. for people that maybe are interested in trying this and adding animations to their websites, regardless of the tools that they use to build their websites. Tutor LMS, yep, I believe they're doing a pretty good deal as well. IOBender, my video helped, thank you very much, glad to hear that. Better uptime, I would definitely recommend. I mean, I think I did a video when it was first on Appsumo, which is probably, 6-8 months, maybe even a little longer than that. And if you are looking for something that monitors your uptime for your websites, for your clients' websites, I would definitely recommend Better Uptime. I think it's something like $59 for the deal. Let me just have a quick look. I'll see if I can find it a second on Appsumo. And I would definitely recommend it if you were in the market for something like that. It's incredibly easy to use. It works well. I've had several notifications come through to me where there's been, a site has gone down, just notified me. But also a lot of the time, it's just nice to know when the site is actually back up online, that there might have been a bit of a glitch and it lasted a couple of minutes. So it's not a case of always when the site goes down. Sometimes it can be how long it's been down for and knowing that it's actually back online. You can't always react. And I think if you're in the States, you can also use the SMS messaging part of the deal, or you could with the first deal. Right, let's have a little look if I can find if it's actually on there. Better Uptime, there we go. Let's have a little look at what the deal currently is. Black Friday, Better Uptime. Okay, so the current deal runs for another 5 days, and even with the bottom plan, which I think is what I bought, that gives you a lot for the money. One member, I mean, if you were just a solopreneur or you just literally only need, sort of just you to manage content, then I don't see the problem with that. I think that's perfectly fine. 100 monitors, that's basically 100 websites. Your status pages are more for your client side of things. So if you want to have a status page and you can share that so clients can just keep an eye on things and see what uptime, any downtimes that have gone on, if you sell that you promote that as part of your business, quite useful. And like I say, if you're in USA or Canada, you do get 50 phone calls and 30 SMSs a month. And for $69, for the peace of mind that can bring, it was a no-brainer for me. Once I tested it out, I kept it, and I still use it. And it still runs every single day on my main sites and set quite a few client sites. So yeah, that's definitely a good one. Project Huddle is another one that I do like. Brainstorm Force have taken that over quite recently. But again, a good, solid platform. pCloud, I've been using, what have I got? IceDrive. I missed out on the pCloud deal when it first came up onto Appsumo, which I kind of kicked myself about quite a few times since then. But yeah, I picked up IceDrive, and that's pretty good. So if another deal comes up on pCloud, I might grab that at some point. Affinity Photo Designer and Publisher to replace Adobe. Absolutely, I did that probably, I think I bought those 2 years ago. I think I bought Affinity Photo way before that. I think I bought that back probably 3-4 years ago, and they're currently running, I think, 30% off. And I ditched Adobe earlier this year when my subscription ran out, which I think was July. And if I'm honest, I wouldn't go back unless it's something specific I needed. I would stick with those. They're great. So yeah, some pretty solid deals there, Mr. Gecko. I would say that definitely worth hopping on board with quite a few of those. Who else do we have? And then we're going to go on to my next one. Solid Affiliate, Stratos. I've never tried Solid Affiliate. Let me know if you do pick it up, what it's like, and if it's worth taking a look at. I think Solid Affiliate was the one that I couldn't get on their website for love nor money. It just kept giving me a security warning. So I probably should try it with a VPN or something, just so I can see if that'll get past the problem. But yeah, it was kind of frustrating not knowing why and not being able to see what everybody was talking about. So Affinity can load PSDs. Affinity can load PSDs, no problem whatsoever. Yep. Absolutely. It'll open them up, edit them. You can work with them. You can even save them back out as PSDs if you want to use that cross-platform. Yes, there are going to be some things that you may not be able to do, really specific things that are included as part of, Photoshop itself. But the reality is you're paying considerably less. If you need those features, yes, you could use something like Photopea. Again, it's a great platform, really good if you want something that's completely free, or if you want to pay to get, support them and those kinds of things. But really cool. Good evening, Esther. Good to see you in, and thank you for joining us tonight. Now, as always, if you do enjoy this live stream, give it a thumbs up, because it helps YouTube realize that what we're doing here is actually of interest to some people, and it might want to spread the word just a little bit better. So please do give that thumbs up a click. You can't hit the thumbs, well, you can still hit the thumbs down, it just doesn't tell me about it, so I don't get hurt feelings anymore. It's fine. So, okay, solid affiliate for just $50. Stratos, I'll have to check that out and see what it's like. And but if you do grab it, let me know if it's any good, because it's always handy to have affiliate options if you want to use that to set up different sites and things. I need to look into it a little bit more. Okay. Also, another thing that's on sale is Paid Membership Pro and MemberPress. You are absolutely right. I did look at Paid Membership Pro yesterday, I think it was. Had a little look at that. Looks interesting. It is quite expensive. I don't really have a need for it at the moment. So where I've been asked, will I create content for it? It kind of works out a bit expensive just to buy a license, just to create potentially one video or something. So I might do that if I can contact the developers and see if they'll give me an NFR license so I can test it out and maybe create some content. Then I might take a look at Paid Membership Pro. Or if enough people are interested, again, let me know in the chat or in the comment section, and I might take a look at doing something on that in the future. Okay, what's next on my list? Well, these are not so much sort of Black Friday deals. These are Appsumo deals, these next two. And they're definitely ones I would recommend. And literally, I just picked up the one myself probably an hour and a half ago. And if you're wondering what that one is, it's a, let me just get rid of this comment a second. It's a plugin for WordPress to work with Gutenberg. I know, it's Gutenberg, called Cwicly. Now, I was watching, this was sort of pulled up a couple of days ago by someone that said about to have a look at it. So I had a look at a couple of the videos and was blown away by what it could potentially do. I mean, the fact that this opens up so many options. It has Advanced Custom Fields Pro included with every license that you purchase, and integration with ACF Pro and obviously free. You've also got repeater regions built into this, directly into the editor. You open up a ton of options for editing and creating content around Gutenberg. And it's not very often I get excited about plugins to do with Gutenberg. So this really does sound like something that if you want to work with Gutenberg, or you just kind of feel like that is the next logical step for moving forward with your design, you want to move away from your reliance upon page builders like, Elementor and those kinds of things, I would suggest grabbing this deal, even the $49 deal. If we just hop down to the plans, that gives you 3 websites. And if you want to jump that up to more, you can stack 2 codes for 10 websites and 3 codes for 1,000 websites. So for literally $149, give or take, you can have 1,000 websites. And that's basically 1,000 Advanced Custom Fields Pro licenses. Even if you didn't use Cwicly, you would have 1,000, up to 1,000 ACF Pro licenses for $150. That's insane. So if you haven't seen this, I'd recommend checking out the videos. Again, the link's in the description to the Appsumo deal. Check out the videos for Cwicly. And if this interests you, I would say jump on this quickly. Pardon the pun, that really wasn't intended. Because I think this is something that will probably go quite quickly. It'll probably sell out. And I think it's got some serious potential. So I will be taking a look at creating some content on that over the next couple of weeks, once I've had the opportunity to install it, test it, and see how it all works. But like I say, just the ACF Pro licenses on their own, it's worth it for that kind of thing. So take a look at that. That's Cwicly. There's another one over on Appsumo that I would recommend. And let me just go and type this in so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, if you've never heard or never used Microthemer, or if you have heard of it, that's also available right now on Appsumo, starting at $59. And for the $59, that gives you, I believe, 3 sites. If you want 10 sites, that's $120, and unlimited sites, $169. If you have a need for something like Microthemer, again, $169, you would make that back on one single job. And if you wonder what Microthemer is, again, this is another one of those tools. I bought this on Lifetime probably, 18 months ago. They did actually it might have been last Black Friday, but I'm pretty sure they did a Lifetime deal, and I think I bought that like 3 or 5 licenses. I still haven't had a chance to even try it yet. but I heard so many good things about it. I just grabbed the licenses when they were there, put it in the back pocket, ready for when I want to actually take a look at it. But as you can see from this particular layout, as you can see on screen right now, the CSS grid is built into it. You know, you've got Flexbox, I believe, all those options. So if you want to visually create and lay out designs without the need for something like a page builder, Microthemer is something worth taking a look at. The thing to bear in mind if you do buy Microthemer is once you use a license on a website, that's locked to that domain. You can't change it. So if you buy 3 licenses and you think, okay, I'll use this on 3 sites, and then if I get rid of one of those sites, I'll open up the license. It doesn't work that way, or it didn't, and I still don't believe it works in that way. So just bear in mind your 3 licenses. Once you associate any of those licenses with a domain, it's locked to that domain forevermore. Like I say, unless something's changed, that's what it was like. But Microthemer, definitely worth taking a look at. And like I say, for $59 for 3 sites, it's worth it to jump on, try it out. You could even load Elementor inside it and use an optimized workflow so you can edit content that's created by Elementor through custom CSS using Microthemer. Pretty cool. So check that out if you are in the market for a lifetime deal. You know, that's over on Appsumo, and again, the link is in the description if you want to check that out. And I would recommend taking a look at it. Okay, so what else have we got then? What other things have we done? Affinity is 50% off for Black Friday, so it's even better, $37. That's even better then. I thought it was only 30%. Sebastian Perez, I'm from Wales, which is part of the United Kingdom, not so much England, but same continent, should we say, pretty much. Esther, sorry you're late, that's okay, that's no problem at all, you're with us, and that's the most important thing. Okay, what else are we going to do? Esther, you're going to buy a Crocobook license today. Good, I'm glad. And hopefully this is one of those things that you'll be able to follow some of the tutorials on my channel and on the actual Crocobook channel itself. There's tons and tons of great content on both those channels. Should give you so much information to help you get started with it. And as always, you've got great groups like the Crocobook group on Facebook. You've got the WP Tuts Facebook group. Tons of helpful people if you get stuck on working with Crocobook at all. So, welcome to the Crocobook Club. Not so easy to say. Hit the thumbs down twice, that works just as well too. It does indeed, Rich, except they've kind of removed the thumbs downs. Okay. Cwicly sold out. Really? Now, this was something that sort of popped up earlier on. Someone said that Cwicly'd sold out. So I don't know if it's a kind of a glitch on there or what. But if it has, that'd be really disappointing. Let's have a look. Cwicly. No, it's still on there. Let's just pull up the screen. You can see it. There we go. Cwicly WordPress Gutenberg Toolkit. Buy now. So you can still buy it. It's still available if you want to grab it. Yeah, still available. So don't worry about that, Heinrich. It's all still there. If you want to grab it, you can grab it, which I would suggest you do. Looks good. Okay. Best WP host, GoDaddy. Funny enough, only if you don't care about security. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, there is GoDaddy. Several months ago, the WordPress hosting was compromised, and only I think last week or maybe even this week was that openly reported. And not only did it affect their managed WordPress hosting, but also their subsidiary companies they bought out, like 123reg and things like that. So if you are using any of the services and you're using their managed hosting, their managed WordPress hosting, make sure, go in and check that your security is in place and you haven't had your websites compromised. I would at least, at the bare minimum, change your passwords just to make sure that you are not getting into problems. And if you have client sites on there, definitely make sure you update passwords, check security, make sure everything is looking good. It's not good, not a good situation. Yeah, so as Tay said, over 1 million WordPress accounts compromised through GoDaddy. That's a lot of accounts. So if you were using GoDaddy, I would recommend making sure, like I say, you check your security sides of things out just to make sure that you are all still good and safe. Okay, next on my list. Cool, the questions, the comments are coming in thick and fast. Yep, exactly. Sorry. Okay, so what else do we have? use CSS Hero for that. Yep, Omega, you can absolutely use CSS Hero. They are similar kinds of tools, Microthemer and CSS Hero. For anybody that doesn't know, they are basically visual ways of editing CSS in a sort of drag and drop environment where you can use that to customize lots of things. And CSS Hero or Microthemer, I mean, the benefit of CSS Hero over Microthemer is the fact that you can release those licenses afterwards. If you use something like Woocommerce and you want to customize various different aspects of that, using something like CSS Hero or Microthemer makes the whole process a lot easier to manage because you can visually edit things. If you're a sort of like CSS coder, you don't really know that too well, or you know the basics but you want to do a little bit more, this just makes the whole process really quick and easy. You select an item on the screen, click it, and then you can make your CSS changes in a visual way like you would in something like, Elementor. So if you're in the market for something like that, check them out. And again, the link for CSS Hero, which I think is running a 70% discount at the moment, is in the description of this video, the live stream. Check that out. I've done quite a few videos on that in the past, so you can see exactly how that works. And version 5 has just been released, I believe, which opens up even more possibilities. So if you're in the market for something to customize your CSS, I would highly recommend that. The other thing is, if you don't want to use page builders, you just want to edit that CSS, then a tool like this is invaluable because you can visually make those changes. And with CSS Hero, the CSS file will be saved separately. So you can easily take that, move it somewhere else if you want to, make edits to it manually outside of CSS Hero. There's lots of benefits for doing things like this and using these kinds of tools. Okay. It was sold out. I agree, it was sold out earlier on, or it was marked as sold out. So I don't know if this is one of those things that there was a bit of a problem, whether it was like there's too much traffic, so they couldn't keep up with the needs, whatever. But thankfully, it is still on there, and yeah, still going, so that's pretty cool. Heinrich, I use Microthemer for a long time now. It's a real lifesaver. Like I say, I think these are the kinds of tools that when you want to quickly go in and make some changes, visual changes to a website, and you don't want to go in and start messing about with the code underneath it, even if you know it, these kinds of tools just make that process really quick and easy. So check out Microthemer or CSS Hero and see what they offer. And I'm sure most of these different software things offer, a 30-day money-back guarantee or 14-day money-back guarantee. And anything you buy off Appsumo, you've got 60 days. So if you don't like it at all, well, you can just get your money back. And it's easy to do. I mean, I've literally done it several times myself, and it literally takes a couple of minutes and it's back in your account. So there's no real risk when it comes to the Appsumo deals. If you don't like them, just refund them. Okay, WP Tonic. Wooffunnels are offering a nice lifetime deal. I shall have to check that out. Let's have a little look. I've never tried Wooffunnels. Has anybody actually tried Wooffunnels? Let me know, because I know there's a lot of people sort of like comparing it to the likes of CartFlows, and sort of like the comparison between those kinds of tools. So it'd be interesting to find out. Is this ClickFunnels? Yeah. No, I want Wooffunnels, don't I? Let's try that again. It's been a long day. Let's go past the adverts. Let's build Wooffunnels. I believe that's the right one. What's the deal they're offering? Yeah, so has anybody actually used Wooffunnels? If you have, how do you find it? Have you found that it's increased your sales? Have you had a good return on your investment very quickly? Because these are the things that are important. Are you getting a return on that investment? So we've got a funnel builder. Let's just pop this over. Let me just get rid of the chats on there, and let me just swap this over. So the current deal on there for the lifetime access is going to give you a $300 discount if you go for the funnel builder and Autonomy, or the funnel builder alone is $499, and you can pay it in 3 parts or 4 parts, which is always nice to see. I mean, a lot of people would like these kinds of things, but they are a big investment. If you build funnels for clients, you could probably make your money back with one job. If you build funnels for yourself, it might take a little longer. But sales funnels definitely work. So if anybody's using this, let me know if it's any good. Because again, it's one of those things that it's always nice to know what tools you're using, how you find sort of find them in use. Are they easy to get started with? Are they easy to use? Those kinds of things. So let me know if build Wooffunnels or Wooffunnels is something you've taken a look at and you use. Okay. The GoDaddy incident was not big. Only 1.2 million sites. Practically a drop in the ocean. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing to see here. nothing to see. So, right, let's get rid of the funnels. Okay, so next up, what's the next deal that we're going to take a look at on the live stream tonight? Well, I've got to say it, haven't I? If you're in the market for some dynamic content, there's only two kids on the block, if you ask me. We've got Crockablock, which is currently offering a 40% discount across the board, except for the lifetime, which I believe is 30% discount. So this is running for the next 7 days. Yes, we've got 30% on lifetime, 35% on yearly subscriptions, and 40% on single plugins. As you can see, there's a breakdown there. And again, links in the description if you want to use that. Costs you no more money, but it does help support the channel, you know, all the usual bump. So if you want something like this, I would say the lifetime is the best way to go about it, because they are regularly updating the features, adding new features to it, expanding what you can do with it. The dynamic side of things, like with Jet Engine, Jet Smart Filters, those kinds of things, now work with Gutenberg, which is something that I always like to see. So that's nice. That's been expanded away from reliance upon just one page builder like Elementor. And obviously, the next one that I would recommend is to also take a look at dynamic content for Elementor. They're running a 30% off discount, with Black Week 21 being the discount code. And as you can see, that's running across all the different options: personal, business, and professional for the annual, and also your lifetime for personal and professional. And one of those things that I like to see, which sounds daft, I like it where there's like 1,000 site limit as opposed to being totally unlimited, because companies have to make money. And 1,000 websites, if you created 1,000 websites, you can definitely afford another license on this kind of thing. So yeah, so that's the two deals I would recommend if you want to expand what you can do with your dynamic content, your dynamic designs, those kinds of things, because these two plugins are absolute powerhouses when it comes to working with dynamic content. I use them all the time, and as probably many of you know, I've created lots and lots of video content on all of these tools, and I will be creating even more over the coming months. Okay, so what else do we have? What other things are you guys buying? Gravity Forms is 50% off. Yep, Gravity Forms, that's pretty good too. WooFunnels is more of a CRM, and we use it on a client project, which is kind of weird. And if anybody doesn't know what a CRM is, it's Content Relationship Manager, I believe, or Customer Relationship Manager, I should say, sorry. Which is good. I mean, these are kinds of tools that if you sell things, digital products, services, those kinds of things, your customers or your clients are your bread and butter. They're the things that make you the money. So I've definitely invested in tools over the last couple of years to make that process a lot easier. Still room for improvement, as I'm sure we all would have, but definitely important to have those kinds of tools. Hester, I'm such a dork that I'm more excited about WordPress Black Friday deals. Other people are going shopping for clothes and toys this week, but it's a good career investment. Absolutely. We all like to know that these career investments are there for us. And who needs toys and clothes? You know, you can stay in a room on your own with nobody around, and you can play with all these new toys that you buy on Black Friday deals. I see nothing wrong with that. No one's going to know any different. But yeah, it is. I think this is probably the dork and nerd in all of us, is that we do kind of get excited for these new tools, these things that make our lives easier. But I think if you work with clients and customers and things like that, these tools are investments, not just in the tool itself, but in your skills, in your clients' businesses, because if you can offer more to a client, then these will pay themselves back in one job. And I think that's the most important thing to consider, is that everything that you buy that improves your skill, improves your productivity, improves what you can provide, what you can offer customers and clients and so on, they're good investments. And that's the thing, they're an investment. Yes, we all get shelfware where you buy something you think's the best thing and then you never use it. That's part and parcel of this kind of thing. But when you find that diamond in the rough, especially with sites like Appsumo, where there's a lot of very early in development products, find a good one. Like for me, I found Plutio on there probably about 18 months, 2 years ago, and that has gone from strength to strength to strength to strength. You know, there's good ones, there's ones that kind of fall by the wayside, but when you find a good one, the money you pay for it, it can make itself back very, very quickly. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a dry throat. Okay, also WooCommerce extensions are 40% off through the 30th. Now, this might just be me, but I don't really like investing in the official WooCommerce extensions, because I didn't like the way that when they were taken over by Automatic, I believe, a good few years ago, the way that Automatic basically just got rid of any kind of loyalty support for people that had bought their licenses in the past, renewal discounts, those kinds of things. And it was a bit of a middle finger to those people that had actually bought those products and support those products and given the money for those developers to create, expand, maintain those kinds of things. And I kind of thought that was a bit of a bad move. So out of principle, I probably wouldn't buy a WooCommerce official plugin unless I had no option or a client needed something very specific. And let's be honest about it, you can find other companies that do pretty much exactly the same thing. Okay, Esther, you're getting featured quite a lot tonight, so being late wasn't such a bad thing. I was holding off buying Crocoblock because I wasn't sure if I needed it. I was using ACF and CPT UI and custom skin. The more tutorials I see on YouTube for the all-jet plugins, the value is too good. The value is very, very good. And while you could do probably most things, if not everything, with that combination of ACF, CPT UI and custom skin, sometimes it's nice to have a setup that is all integrated and you don't need to worry so much about them not working together. So, I mean, I use ACF and CPT UI and custom skin on some projects. I use Jet Engine, Jet Smart Filters, Jet Search on other projects. The right tool for the right job. And when you've got a lifetime deal on those things, but once you've done one job and paid for them, they're just there for when you need them. You know, and that's the way I kind of look at it. Is if I got a job that can pay for that particular product and still make me profit, it was worth investing in that. Everything else after that becomes pure profit. And that's the way to look at it. You're investing in the future of your business, the future of your skills, and also having the right tools for your clients as and when they need them so you can fulfill the job in the best possible fashion. That's the way I would look at it. 702 Pros, good to see you in tonight. Thank you very much for #new. Great to see you, and thanks for joining us. Okay. Gregory Keat, thanks for those tutorials. They've helped me a ton. I'm not sure which tutorials you're talking about, but no problem at all. With over 600 on the channel, it kind of gets difficult to keep track of them all. So, but thank you very much. I'm glad they've been useful to you. And hopefully they will continue to be useful as I create more. Okay. Is it worth getting Shop Engine if you already have a full Crocoblock plan? Again, it's one of those things. I mean, each of these has a different flavor, a different way of working. And sometimes, you know, one plugin will do something and it's more than enough, whereas another plugin might be overkill for it. So I think if the price is right, you can afford to invest in it and it doesn't break the bank and you think you've got a use for it, I would say invest in it. You know, Shop Engine, try the free version out before you think about investing in it. You've got probably a couple of days before the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deal ends anyway. So you've got nothing to lose by trying the free version out. And if that does what you want and you still want more, but you see how it all works, and you like it, then invest in it. If not, nothing ventured, nothing gained, and you've lost nothing other than a little bit of time. So try the free version of Shop Engine because that offers an absolute ton of features for zero cost. Really impressed by that. So take a look. There's a couple of videos on the channel as well about it. Okay. Almost at my 1K subs. I'll buy more tools in this Black Friday deals. Well, congratulations on almost reaching that 1K subs. Hopefully it won't take very long. These milestones are important and you need to make sure you celebrate them. So celebrate it, enjoy it, and then keep on creating more content to get to the 10,000, to 50,000 and beyond. I've got my first thumbs down. It's a good night. So whoever gave me the thumbs down, thank you very much. I love it. Now let's just kick them off by getting lots and lots more thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Anyway, okay. But yeah, congratulations on nearly hitting 1,000. Okay. Stardust. Keep on. I'm gonna hit that ban button. You keep on coming out these. Black Friday Windows 98 SE discount. If anybody ever remembers Windows 98 SE, it was a bad period in the Microsoft era. Okay. Buddy Boss, yep, we talked about that one a little earlier on. I haven't tried it myself, but like I say, if you have, let me know if you think it's any good. Mr. Gecko, thank you for the thumbs up, guys. You're much appreciated. Can you please confirm that Cwicly is okay to get? I mean, their website is not so convincing for a design tool. I mean, it's an incredible team behind the plugin. I want to buy 3 codes. Look, at the end of the day, I can't guarantee it for everybody. You know, if the tool is what you want and you enjoy it, cool. If you get it through Appsumo, you've got 60 days to try it. And if you don't like it, just get your money back on it. That's the beauty of buying it through Appsumo. I think I'll probably stack it full, to be honest, for the fact that, you know, if it is good, I've got tons and tons of licenses then with, you know, ACF Pro, even though I've got the ACF Pro Unlimited lifetime deal anyway, but still good. And I support in smaller developers. I think it's at this point in their careers that they need to have that support. I haven't tested the speed side of things. I think it was you that said on my Facebook group about it being a little bit slow. So I'll check that out. I'll have a little look. But we have no idea how they put things together, if they've optimized things since then. So I think it's one of those things you have to try it out. And with Appsumo, you literally have nothing to lose other than a little bit of time trying it out for yourself. But I certainly will be trying it out over the next couple of days and give my findings on this once I've had time to have a little play about this. So you can expect something probably next week, once sort of Black Friday, Cyber Monday is kind of over with. I'll probably have the time then to put something together, and I'll put some content out, giving my first impressions on it. So yeah, but don't miss out on it. Like I say, you can refund on it if you find that it just doesn't do what you want it to do. It's not quick enough. You don't like it, whatever. It's no loss to you other than, like I say, a little bit of time. Stratos. Plutio is gold and it keeps expanding. Leo is the only one that does code in line for his product. Leo is he's the main guy behind Plutio. And I've got to be honest, he's been a very genuine person in all of the interactions with. When it came on to Appsumo originally, every other time it's been on Appsumo where they brought it back because it was so successful. In the Facebook group and any interaction he has with anybody, very open, very responsive, and comes across as a genuinely nice person. And I like supporting companies like that. I think that's what we want. We like having those people that are there creating tools that we can use, listening to what we need, and then building the products out to make something truly unique and special. So I agree with you on that one, Stratos. Leo has been a very, very good person to have at the head of that particular tool. So yeah, pretty cool. WP Tonic, I'm 100% right about Woocommerce. I'm glad it's not just me that kind of feels like this. I just felt like it was a little bit of a kick in the teeth for the people that had actually paid into things and that used these tools. And then suddenly the discount that they were getting for that long-term support was a case of you got a middle finger for it. And it's like, thanks very much. You want to carry on using it. Now you're kind of committed to it. You now got to pay the full amount every single time. And I just think that sucked a little bit. It was just the wrong way to go about it. If they'd been like that from the beginning, then there would have been no precedent set. But the precedent had been set, if you ask me. Okay. What have we got? No WP themes or plugins though, but Sparrow and Inbox on Appsumo seem nice. Your feedback is highly appreciated. I've looked at Inbox quite a few times. I haven't looked at Sparrow, so I need to look at those. So if I get the chance to take a look, I will take a look, but I can't guarantee it because Black Friday, Cyber Monday, commitments coming up to the sort of holiday period. It's like, how much time is there? Oh, and the other thing that I probably will say at this point in time as well is that if around the holiday period in the beginning of the year I look considerably more tired, it's because I'm going to be a dad in about a month's time. Wasn't something I was expected to ever say, but I'm expecting my son to be born on the 21st of December. So if I am looking more tired than normal, or you don't see me as much as you did, chances are it's because I'm trying my best to find some short gaps in my day and night to get some sleep. So, yeah. 702 Pros, thanks, no problem at all. Love the channel. Thank you very much. That's very much appreciated. Okay. Taze, I like your sense of humor. Speaking of CRM, Jetpack CRM 60% off, I think. Now, Jetpack is one of those things that I would never install on a website at all. Ever. Ever. I've never seen such a horrible tool to use in my life. Ugh. So no, they could offer me 99.9% off and I still wouldn't install it on anything. Vivek, thank you very much. Glad you could join in and great to have you here. Meh. Hi Paul, how's it going? It's going very, very well. Thank you very much. And how's it going with you? I used to have a t-shirt with meh written on it because that was one of my favourite sayings when people would ask me to do things I didn't want to do. It's like, meh, don't want to do that. Okay. Mario Ortiz, I'll answer the question if Esther hasn't already. What is Custom Skin? Custom Skin is just basically a free plugin for Elementor that allows you to create individual loop items. So, for example, a product, so like display where you've got the image, you've got the price, the name of the product, little description, or your posts or custom post types. It's basically, its full name is Elementor or Ellie Custom Skin. If you have a look on my YouTube channel, do a search for Ellie Custom Skin. There's a ton of videos on there. It'll show you what it does, why it's so useful, why it's one of those tools that I recommend, and it's absolutely free. So have a little look if you're interested, if that's the kind of thing that piques your interest, because it's a really, really good tool. There's a pro version, but in all honesty, you don't really need it. Okay. Good to hear you did the thumbs up. I don't mind about a thumbs down. It's always a good one. It's fine. Okay. Let's scroll through because there's a lot of comments. Congratulations, Paul. Thank you very much. Yeah, there's a... Thank you very much. David McCann made a review video of Cwicly. He did indeed, Els. I totally agree, and I will be doing my own version of it as well. I will be checking this out, and if you haven't taken a look, have a look at David McCann's channel, because he does a lot of great reviews, great tutorials and things. Have a little look up on YouTube. Just search, I think it's just David McCann. I think it is. Just have a look, search for that. Also has a very, very good Facebook group called, I think it's Dynamic WordPress. One of those ones that I actually enjoy being in there. So check that out if you haven't already. Okay. Yeah, thank you very much for everybody with the congratulations on the impending baby. A mini Paul. Well, I'm hoping, Doug, that within the first year I can train him up to do video editing. He can also take control of doing some of the live stream things, keeping control of the comments and so on. But if my track record with our dog Bert and his training is anything to go by, I've got no chance. I'll be doing it all myself and more. But thank you very much for all the congratulations. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you very much. Okay. What else do we have? What other things have we got? Could I create a spate on Twitter? No, probably not. I think there's so many different platforms you can kind of create content on, and you can have different things on. If I'm honest, I like the live streams on YouTube. I like YouTube in general to use. I also like, obviously, I use Twitter, but I mostly just sort of share tutorials and other things that I find interesting on there. So I kind of like to keep it to the things that I enjoy using, like the Facebook group, and also just, like I say, creating the content on here and using this. I think this is the better platform for what I do. But never say never. We don't know. Today's Tech Talks. Awesome, I'm almost at 350 subscribers. Well, congratulations. And hopefully you have a few people on tonight's live that'll pop over, take a look, check out your channel, and you get a few more subscribers. So fingers crossed. Go and check that out. Okay. Is there a viable alternative to Woocommerce? If you want to stay inside the WordPress ecosystem, not really, not right at this point in time. There's a couple of tools out there, but I think, unfortunately, Woocommerce kind of has that side of things sewn up. There's nothing that's come along that's really kind of pushed that, or potentially pushing that out of the top spot, should we say. But again, it's one of those things, I would love to see something to come and just sort of give WooCommerce a run for its money, because when you have no real competition, there's no incentive to continually improve and expand what you do and offer your user base more. And that's kind of a little bit sad. So I'd like to see more companies come along and offer, some kind of e-commerce facilities. There are a couple out there, but nothing that's going to kind of match it at this point in time. Okay. Parenting. Maybe you have a parenting touch channel soon. You never know. God knows what will happen in the future. So, who knows? But yeah, we'll see. Okay, so we've covered quite a few different tools. What else do I think is worth checking out? Right, let me just close these things down and let me just open up and take a look at some of the things. Okay, so there's a couple of things that I would recommend taking a look at. Excuse me, not looking at you guys. I'm sort of trying to pull up the links that are kind of newer tools, or tools that I've created content on that I think are definitely worth taking a look at. So let's just have a little look at some of these. Let me just open up different tabs. Now, I created a video not too long ago about Piotnet Grid. And if you don't know what Piotnet Grid is, if you've ever seen Grid Builder WP, or you've just dropped in the sort of like the post widget or anything like that in Elementor. They're basically just grids, and grids can have just sort of like items like posts and sort of products and things like that, or custom post items. Or it can also have, in conjunction with that, filters and searches and things to create, you know, real estate websites, car sales websites, those kinds of things, anything at all. And that's kind of what Piotnet Grid does. And they're currently offering a lifetime deal for $98 for 100 sites. That gives you lifetime update, lifetime support, and all the features, so everything included. Pretty good deal, I would say. I did a video on this a couple of weeks back, or maybe like 2 months back, something like that, when it was first released. I was quite impressed by what it does for a first iteration. So again, check out the video if you're in the market for something like this. And if you want something that's very similar to this, I've also created content on Grid Builder WP or WP Grid Builder. It kind of goes by both. And this is basically the same kind of thing, but a more polished product right now, because this has been out a lot longer. It integrates with Elementor, integrates with Oxygen, or you can use it as a standalone. You can use it alongside Woocommerce, advanced custom fields. I believe you can use it with like pods and those kinds of things. You can use it WPML, so multilingual options are available to you. And they are currently offering a 40% off on their lifetime deal. So let's have a little look if you can find the prices on this. And again, there's a pile of different add-ons that you can expand what you can do with this. But the unlimited, this is for annual, is going to set you back $149 per year with a 40% renewal discount, which is nice. So that will cost you pretty much the same. Or you could go to lifetime, and that's going to give you, for up to 1,000 sites, $450. It's a solid product. I've been quite impressed by how good it is to work with, how easy it is to work with. So if you're in the market for these kinds of tools, there's two options you could take a look at. Different price ranges, but one has been around considerably longer in the case of WP Grid Builder, but Piotnet is considerably cheaper. But both of these are pretty solid products for what they offer. The other option is, let me just close this down a second. If you're in the market for more options to customize your WooCommerce stores, then another option is Woolento, and they are currently offering a 70% discount on their builder. As you can see, Woolento, and it gives you all the different options. So let's get rid of the pop-up. I hate those things. And you can see we can opt in for the one time. And in all honesty, the agency license is $199 one time for unlimited websites. That's pretty solid if you want something to customize it. And let's be honest about it, with the pretty lackluster update that Elementor brought out with their WooCommerce options for the cart page, the My Account page, and for the checkout page, this just gives you a ton more options. At 70% off, that's pretty solid. I mean, $199 for unlimited websites, that's a bit of a steal, to be honest. So there's a couple more options. Again, links are in the description if you want to check those out. They are pretty cool. I've used quite a few of these myself in various different things, and I've covered them in quite a few different sort of YouTube videos and things like that. I'm going to put something else up because I've literally got an image of myself on the screen at the same time with a little bit of a delay kind of lag, so weird. Okay, so I'm going to just go through a couple of comments and questions on here, and I'm going to start to take a look at wrapping things up because I don't want to take up all of your evening. I'm conscious of the fact that, you know, there's only so much you can kind of talk about when it comes to these things without coming across as if you're trying to sell the entire world. But let's have a little look. What else? Okay. Burner 918. Not sure if you've covered this, but Zion Build has limited lifetime deal. 921 licenses left. Not sure if it's a Black Friday deal or just a general limited deal. I wasn't overly impressed by Zion Builder when I tested it out, both the free version and the pro version. So it's not something that I would want to put my name behind unless things have changed quite a lot and I've taken a look at it and I like it. But my initial impressions of the couple of times that I've tested it and used it, I didn't really gel that well with it. That's just a personal thing. Like I say, other people will probably find it might work exactly as you want. It kind of felt a bit of a conglomeration of Divi and Visual Composer, neither of which interfaces I particularly like. So maybe that's part of the reason why I didn't really like it that much. So even if they're offering the deal, it's not something that I would promote on here because, like I say, it's not something that I would put my name behind. So, yeah. Speaking of deals, And there's no link to this in the description. There's no kickback on this or anything else, no affiliates or anything. But if you've been interested in Bricks Builder, which is something you know that I've talked about quite a few times, and I'm excited to see where this is going, they've changed their lifetime deal. Price is still the same, but whereas it was 1,000 sites, I believe, they've now made it unlimited sites. So I think this is one of those ones that's worth jumping on. And I believe, let me just open this up a second, if I can open this up in a different window. I believe it's something like $149 for the deal, which is just ridiculous. Right, there we go. So $149, and that gives you unlimited licenses for lifetime, and they've got a no pressure money back guarantee. And the money back guarantee on this one is a little different to what you're probably used to. The money back guarantee is basically, while this lifetime deal is running, you can have your money back if you're not happy with it. So it's not a case of 30 days or 14 days or 7 days or 60 days. While this deal is running, the lifetime deal is running, at any point during that, you can have your money back if you're not satisfied with either where Bricks Builder is then or where it's going. That's pretty crazy. And like I say, $149, I still think that once they bring in full WooCommerce integration, the loop builder, and also dynamic conditions, that's going to be an awesome page builder for WordPress. One to definitely keep an eye on. So that's a good deal. Like I say, there's no link in the description, no affiliate link. Just hop over to bricksbuilder.io if you're interested. Grab that, save yourself a ton of cash in the future, and also have unlimited licenses now, so you can just use it to your heart's content on as many sites as you want to. Okay. What are your thoughts on the 5.9 WordPress update? I'll let you know when it's actually out. For me, full site editing is not something I'm particularly excited about at this point in time, because if we take Gutenberg as a good example, that's sort of 3 years in development and it's still pretty lousy. You still need to have a lot of extra tools to make it usable beyond creating blog posts. I can't imagine that the full site editing is going to be more than just barely usable for at least the next 18 months to 2 years. So not really excited about it, not really bothered too much about it. And the fact that they've held it back obviously says where it is in this development at this point in time. So yeah, I'll wait and see. I'll hold judgment until I've actually tried it out. But for me right now, not something I'm overly excited or bothered about. Okay, what else do we have? I already have WP Grid Builder, Mr. Gecko. And how do you find it? Is it something you use? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the chat, as always. Okay. So you can build your own WooCommerce with dynamic ACF and custom post type. You could, but it's one of those things that you kind of have to ask yourself, is it worth the effort to create something that is literally already out there? When you kind of look at just the basic functionality of an e-commerce website, you know, dealing with the order management, dealing with all those emails and stuff that get automated during the process, the fulfillment, the stock control, all those kinds of things, it's not really worth it. And I'm also a big believer that don't always use WordPress for everything. It's not the right fit for every single job. I don't think WordPress is a particularly good platform for WooCommerce, for e-commerce. It's not really built for that, and you need a pretty powerful system, you know, your hosting and those kinds of things, to really get maximum use out of it and to make it a truly usable platform. I would say if you're dealing with bigger shops, bigger stores, WooCommerce and WordPress, not the right platform for that at all. I really don't think it is. But you could, if you wanted to build it. Yeah, you absolutely got the tools there to do it, but I don't think I would go down that route, if I'm honest. Apart from anything else, that's the support of what you created, it, you supporting your own product that's that comprehensive and complex. That's hard going. I built my own CMS years ago, and that became a bit of a bind. Yes, it was nice that you knew the ins and outs of it, but then when some kind of technology changed, you know, it went from like PHP to like say 6 to 7, for example, or whatever, that could have massive impact upon how everything works. And then the fault finding and so on just becomes a bit of a pain in the behind. So while it's technically possible to do it, I would just say it's not something I would suggest or recommend doing just for those very reasons. Okay. Your non-sponsored opinion. What do you think about Shop Engine Pro from WP Met? I don't feel like it's better than JetWoo Builder. Excuse me. I think the easiest way to kind of look at it is if you look at something like JetWoo Builder. JetWoo Builder is a much more established product. So it's had a lot more time to mature, a lot more time to, have a lot more users come on board. So all those things help in its growth. They help in how good it is, how solid it is, and reliable it is. Whereas a tool like Shop Engine Pro, it's literally been out, 6 weeks, 2 months. So it's not going to be on the same level as some of the more established tools. But what it did do when it came out, with the free version at least, it came out with pretty much everything most of the other paid options were charging you for. And that was kind of exciting. So the Pro version, which I still haven't tested, I've still got to test it out. So I can't give you an unbiased opinion on how good it is in use because I've not tried it. I think it was just a really good way of causing ripples in that particular market. And I would say try it out. Like I say, do I think it's better than some of the other ones? I don't think there's a best one out there. I think each one of them has strengths and weaknesses, whether it's in how reliable they are, how smooth they are to work with, how quick they are to implement, those kinds of things. So, yeah, JetWoo Builder, like I say, that's been around for 3 years? So it's already, by its very nature, probably going to be a more solid, robust platform because of that very reason. So, yeah, that's why I would sort of say where it is now. I'm not going to get into this one too much. What happened to Elementor? Innovation stopped. I think you summed up my thoughts. Yes, the innovations have kind of stopped. So, hopefully they will bring that back. Maybe they're holding things back for version 4. I mean, what are we at now? 3.6, is it? So maybe 4 isn't too far off and they're holding some things back. But I don't feel they've innovated really since they brought out version 2, which, as I've said plenty of times in different live streams and so on, that was game-changing for a lot of people when it brought out the theme builder. It brought out, those kinds of tools, the dynamic tools, the dynamic tags and so on. That was innovative. Since then, don't really think anything's innovated that much. A couple of little bits and pieces have been useful, but on the whole, all right. I think I've been vocal about that in the past anyway. Yeah, 2 years ago. Hey, Pinto TV, how are you doing? Thanks for the great info. No problem at all. Thank you very much for joining in. Let's have a little look. L channel. If you have Jet Engine, do you need MetaBox or ACF? That really depends. If you look at Jet Engine has most of the things that you would need to do most things, but it's still missing some of the things that ACF has. And MetaBox, I'm not really that hot on MetaBox, even though I've got the lifetime deal on that. I've only really dabbled with it. But Jet Engine versus ACF, I think the benefit of Jet Engine is it's become a system in its own right. So you can utilize that with various other things. And you have a lot of integrated tools inside it. The negative side of things of ACF is that ACF does one job and one job only. So when you want to get the full benefit out of that, like creating custom post types, you need something like CPT UI. So you add another plugin, or you input the code into the functions.php file. And then when you want to do something like forms or front-end forms, you need something else to do it. Do you know what I mean? This is kind of the negative side of ACF and the benefit of Jet Engine. But then, like I say, ACF has some meta field types that Jet Engine doesn't have. So it really comes down to, which one is right for the given job or project that you're kind of working on. Okay. Zion Builder is back up on Appsumo. Did it go away? I think it went back on there quite a while ago. Like I say, for me, it wasn't something that I really enjoyed using. Whether it's a bad product or a good product, I don't really know. Just my experience was I didn't really like it that much. So that's why I've never really gone back. Timo, I'm assuming that you quite like Bricks Builder then. I'm kind of with you on that one. I really do like it. Alan, Bricks price rise soon, so get in quick. Okay, there's a price rise due, is there? Do we know where it's going up to? And we'll see. There we go. What have we got? 199 and 79. So yeah, grab that while you can. January the 10th, 2022. That's going to go up by about 25%, something like that. Good deal either way. Okay, what do you think is the best filter for WooCommerce? That's a difficult one. It really comes down to how you want to work. If you look at things like Facet WP, that's a good filter set, and that works straight out of the box with WooCommerce. If you use WP Grid Builder, you can use just the filter part of that. You don't need to use their grid, so you could use that to filter and use facets and things like that. And search, I believe, is also in there. So that would be a potentially good deal. Again, I've covered both of these on the channel. I know I've covered WP Grid Builder with regards to just using the filter side of things with WooCommerce. That would be something I would say to take a look at. But both Facet WP and WP Grid Builder are both really good products that give you a ton of ways to sort of filter your WooCommerce products. That's what I would recommend taking a look at anyway. WebWoo Pro, never heard of that one, Stratos. I'll have to take a look at that. Yanis, Bricks is just amazing. I mean, there's a lot of love for Bricks Builder, and I think this is a nice thing for me. It's like they came out of the gates really swinging when it came to the features that were offered in it. And people have said, maybe you should release a free version of Bricks in the same way that Elementor's done. And I think that would be a bad move, because once you start to include a free one, a free version, a cut down, stripped down version of something like that, you've only got to look at the Facebook group for Elementor, and you can see how many questions and comments and things people asking, I've got this and I need to do this and I need to do that. And I can imagine probably 70 to 80% of those are probably using the free version of Elementor. And that's a lot of technical support you have to provide for zero income. And you've also got to think that when you don't provide that technical support to a standard that they're happy with, you potentially lose that potential paying customer because they might walk away thinking this product isn't what I want. So I think there's a lot of negatives to take into consideration if you offer a free version of a product. So I would prefer Bricks to be a commercial product with a 30-day money-back guarantee, because if you don't like it, you can have your money back. So there's no real risk to you than having a free version. So yeah, Bricks, I keep saying it, it's the one to look out for. Is it going to compete with the likes of Elementor? No, because of that very reason. There's no free version. They don't have the same kind of budget that Elementor have. If they went out to venture capital, in the same way that Elementor did and raise money that way, maybe they could do something like that. But I think they're a bit early in their lifespan to be able to do something like that right now anyway. But I would rather they didn't. I don't think there's positives behind that kind of thing. I like the way it's growing right now. Oh yeah, Mr. Gecko, Search and Filter Pro is another good one as well to take a look at. And this version 3, I think it is due out at some point if Ross ever actually finishes coding it. So at some point we will have a newer version which has some nice features in it, which it also includes or will include full styling controls for your filters and facets inside the plugin itself, which is nice because it means then that you don't have to rely upon your theme to style everything. You can create your own custom styling inside the plugin itself. So I'm excited to see where that goes. Okay. Alan Jacobs, Webflow have some cool stuff early next year. No Black Friday deals, though, sadly. I don't imagine that Webflow need to do Black Friday deals. I don't think it would be viable for what they do anyway. But I agree, if you haven't watched the keynote that I posted on the Facebook group a couple of days ago about Webflow, just do a search on YouTube for the Webflow keynote and have a look, because there's some exciting looking things inside that I think make it a much more viable option for people that don't want to deal with WordPress and the inherent issues of updates and security and all that kind of stuff, but they want to be able to work with dynamic data, front-end forms, customers, maybe even sort of membership sites and things like that. All those things are coming to Webflow. Looking very, very cool. I think 2022 is definitely going to be the year to take a serious look at Webflow, and it's something that I will be doing for definite. Okay. Let's just have a little look. AMP is dead. Thank God for that. Okay. Oh, lots and lots of comments. I'm going to ask this one. Johan, are there situations in which the combination of Jet Engine and ACF would be useful? Yeah, I've used that combination myself, probably before we had some of the features that Jet Engine brought with it in the last sort of, say, year, 16 months, 18 months, something like that. There's lots of times where you could use those because, as I say, if you look at ACF, it's still fairly limited. So if you look at ACF, there's more options available in it compared to Jet Engine, but Jet Engine makes working with some dynamic data much easier. So there are times where you could put those together and use them. And like I say, I've done it in the past myself with a couple of projects for clients. Now I would probably say I would look more towards just using Jet Engine if that's the tool I was going to be using for the filtering side of things, for the front ends, those kinds of things. Because while you can use it with ACF, I think the natural connection between Jet Engine's built-in custom post types, meta fields, those kinds of things, is more integrated into the whole system. But you could use them very easily together, and there probably are times where that would be a good way of working. So yeah. Okay. I'm going to do one last question. We'll go 1:15, and then I'm going to call it a day. Would you recommend the Appsumo deal of SyncSpider or get directly Pabbly Connect, the lifetime deal? Now, Pabbly Connect is something that I've looked at, and for anybody that doesn't know what SyncSpider and Pabbly Connect are, if you've ever used Zapier or Zapier, it allows you to connect multiple different platforms together. So, for example, you may have Woocommerce, and when someone buys something, like a course, for example, you can use a Zap from Zapier, and you could then have them automatically enrolled in something like Demio, for example. So you have them enrolled in a webinar. And you could also then automatically connect them up to your email marketing software, and you could do something else. So you could have all these little things happening in different platforms, but they all link together from that purchase right at the beginning. It's very, very cool when you start looking at things like that. And Pabbly Connect and SyncSpider are very much tools in the same vein as Zapier. Pabbly Connect probably will be the one out of the two that is a bigger platform. There's a lot of effort going into making that pretty expansive. The thing that's put me off buying Pabbly Connect, because I've been looking at this quite a few times and lots of people have talked about it, is they had a couple of different products. And one of them was like an email product. And there was a security issue with that service or plugin or whatever it was. And that kind of put me off. So Pabbly Connect, I think they're running a lifetime deal at the moment for starting like $149 for lifetime. And when it comes to all these kinds of things, they all basically, every time you do something, an action has a cost. So you have credits per month. And let's just say, for example, to connect one thing to another thing, when that kind of runs, that would take 1 credit. And you might have other things that have like 10 different stages into it. That would be 10 credits for every time that runs. And that's kind of how those kinds of things work. So those are two tools to do that kind of thing. I would say out of the two, Pabbly Connect would probably be the better option because I think it has more integrations right now over SyncSpider. Because I looked at SyncSpider a while back and that looked like it was very, very minimal. I didn't have the things that I needed. But you can get away with webhooks to connect a lot of things that don't necessarily have their own dedicated API that you can tap into using a tool like Pabbly Connect and so on. So yeah, I would say if you're looking at one or the other, Pabbly Connect would probably be the better option, I would say, because I think it's just there's more options available for it. Okay, I'm going to call it a day there now. So I want to say thank you very much for joining me tonight for tonight's live stream. Hopefully you found this interesting. You've seen some of the things that I've either bought or I'm going to be buying, things I recommend. All the links for everything I've covered and more are all down in the description of this video. Like I say, if you decide to use those, then thank you very much. You help support the channel, help me create more content, buy more tools to create even more content. Cost you no more money, but if you decide you want to go direct and not use those links, no hard feelings. Just grab the deals that you think are going to be good for you. So I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me this evening. I hope you've enjoyed it. Hope I'll see you back here again in the future for the next live stream. Thank you very much for all the congratulations about my impending fatherhood. And please do take care, spend wisely, don't regret too much, don't let the FOMO get too bad, and I will catch up with you very, very soon. Have a fantastic day, evening, whatever your time of day it is, wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, and I will catch up with you all very, very soon. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon. Take care.